everyone, welcome to the SwedeSource Canada YouTube channel. My name is Tristan and today I'm going out for a drive anyways to do some errands, so might as well talk about and introduce probably one of my favorite cars that I own. Easily one of my favorite cars that I own, if not my favorite, and also the car I've owned for the longest out of all of my cars at this point. And this is my 1989 SAAB 9000 Turbo CD. When the SAAB 9000 was launched, SAAB launched it with a 5-door hatchback variant, which was very practical and had lots of space in it. But it did great in most markets, but in North America, there was some sort of stigma that a 4-cylinder hatchback is an economy car. So to counteract this, SAAB decided to launch the SAAB 9000 CD, which is what I'm driving here today. And the SAAB 9000 CD essentially is the same car, just as a 4-door sedan. So probably a more traditional body style, something that competes a bit better with the likes of BMW and Volvo, let's say. And truthfully, the body style is really good looking. The lines are really nice. So it was a good move from SAAB. And the car still remained pretty practical. There are a few things that they could have done a little bit better when it comes to practicality, like the rear seats not even being able to fold flat. But overall, it is more of an executive car. The SAAB 9000 CD was also offered with more standard equipment than the regular SAAB 9000 hatchback. So yeah, that's what they decided to run. That's what they decided to do to kind of bring the car up market a little bit, to kind of justify the high price point SAAB was asking for the 9000 back in the day. So this is mine. It's Cirrus white, Colorado red interior, and it's in pretty good shape, honestly, overall. And I've been taking good care of this car ever since I've owned it. I've been making sure everything works on it. My AC works even on this car. So yeah, it's really cool. And ultimately what I want to do on the channel with this car, there are a few little nitpicky things I would like to take care of and record for you all to watch. There is some rust on the left rear quarter that you will probably see now. That I would like to take care of. There's also another little spot on the other side. It's just starting, but it's very small. I'd like to tackle those because that's really the only rust on the vehicle. So if I could tackle that stuff before it gets way too serious, that would be great. And that's what I do want to do this summer with this car. Another thing is my door cards have been reupholstered. Now the door cards have been previously reupholstered by the last owner, and yeah, I mean, they were done all right, but they were starting to peel now, so they were pretty bad. Especially the front ones were pretty bad. So that's another thing I'd like to do. I have the door cards already reupholstered in the same color as my A-pillar trims here, in the same, and installing those. So that's going to be another cool video that we're going to do as well. And apart from that, there is a small engine oil leak and a small power steering leak. The power steering leak probably started last year along with the engine oil leak. The engine oil leak is coming from the timing cover, it appears, so that's kind of a big job. So we'll see what we decide to do with that. You guys will be updated, of course, throughout the course of that decision. And the power steering leak looks to be not too serious. It looks to be maybe the end of a hose that's just getting a bit frayed. Maybe just cut the hose with a new clamp and that would solve the leak. So it's not losing much oil, both engine oil and power steering oil, so it's not a huge rush to me, but I definitely would like to get it done this summer. Amidst all the busy plans we have, I would like to get it done this summer to have this car tip top. Apart from that, the car drives really well. I took it out of storage recently, and I did notice a suspension noise or a clunking noise in the front end. I don't know if it would be the suspension. This car had very tight suspension when I did put it in storage right before the winter. So it's possible maybe a loose plastic panel, or there's actually something in the suspension. That's going to have to be checked out as well. So that's pretty much a laundry list on this car. Apart from that, there isn't really much else. Of course, I got this car a while back, and I'll tell you the story of that now. So I bought this car in 2019, September of 2019. I flew all the way to British Columbia to pick it up. When I saw this car on SAABnet, it was kind of like love at first sight. It was a 9000 I wanted to experience because I had already had experienced the newer 9000s, like a 94 and up kind of stuff, 93 and up. So I was ready to experience something new, and this was something new. So I was super excited to go see it. The price was right. I messaged a guy, super nice guy. He's a SAAB master technician out there. And I messaged him, and we started talking over email, and then he eventually gave me his phone number. So we had a discussion by phone before I make the trip out, and we just solidified a few other things. And I also went to go see a good friend of mine out there who owns a business, and hung out with him. Took the chance to hang out with him and actually meet him for the first time when I went to pick up this car as well. So it was overall a really cool trip. I also drove the car from Richmond, BC all the way back to Montreal. So that was a hell of a drive, and it was fun. The car was reliable, was running like a top, and it was just an absolute joy, that whole drive. I would absolutely do it again in a heartbeat. I mean, seriously, driving across Canada is something else. It's just so many great sights to experience, and when you do it in a great car, in a really nice car that you love, it doesn't matter what car it is. If you do it in a car you love, it just adds to the experience. It just creates a really strong bond with the car. For me as a car guy, at least, that's how I view it. So this car, I kind of have a really special sentiment towards, because it took me across Canada reliably and comfortably, and what more can I ask for? So that's the story of this car and how I got it, and the rest is pretty much history. I will be continuing to keep this and maintain it as best as I can, and of course with support from you, the viewers, it would be really cool if I can document all of it on YouTube. So yeah, that's the story of this car pretty much. Apart from that, things the car does really well is, like I said, working, heating, and AC. It's also got a really good clutch and transmission. The engine runs really, really well. So I'm not worried about all that. The body itself is also clean. So those are things I don't have to worry about. Underneath is also clean. So these are things that, you know, I could kind of put on the back burner because they're going really nice. And just take care of the little things. Speaking of little things, there's also one more little thing I forgot to mention about this car. Is the interior, you know, the little knobs that control your climate control vents and the position of where the air comes out. One of them's chipping. It chipped last year, and it made me very sad. So one of them is chipping. So I got a set of them from a friend, 3D printed, that look really, really good, and they'll hopefully last a good long time. So that's another video, and these are really tricky to remove, so we'll get to that in another video. And also, to go along with 3D printed parts, I do need a buckle cap for my seatbelt. It also has a little hole in it. So that's another project that we're going to be tackling this summer. Apart from that, everyone, that's pretty much it for my 9000, the introduction video. There will be more, of course, content on this car, and a walk around and stuff like that. And just look forward to things coming to this channel. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. Goodbye.